You know, it's getting boring making fun of something that just makes fun of itself by just existing. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Shanieology. Hello there, YouTube. It is I, Skeletor, and I have pirated Shanieology's channel once again. Why, you ask? Well, as you all know, as much as it pains me, I have made a promise that I, Skeletor, intend to keep. That's right, I'm going to watch and react to episode 3 of this abomination of a Masters of the Universe series. Of course, well, I've made my feelings toward this series well known. I hate it. I hate everything about it. And I truly don't want to do this. However, like I said, I made a promise. And what is an evil villain who doesn't keep his promises? No, I do wish that I could find a faker Skeletor who could replace me and do the dirty work for me. However, since I've been trapped in your world, I have very little access to my old magic and my minions. So unfortunately, I must continue as myself. Anyway, let's pull out this band-aid quickly, shall we? So without further ado, let's watch this thing.
It makes sense you resorted to piracy, Skeletor, because your face is on their flag.
Oh, Lord. The series just started and I already want to throw up in my own mouth. Really, He-Man? That's the best you could come up with? I have nothing against quick, hilarious, punny lines, especially for a hero, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I've seen those movies where they say, make my day, or I'm your worst nightmare. Well, listen to this one. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
But the timing and the delivery have to be good. You cannot have people who aren't funny trying to write jokes. It does not work. Leave the comedy to the comedians.
Flag.
Merman and I have teamed up to form an unholy alliance against you.
And they continue to do that, keep telling us things as it's going on because the audience is stupid. And first of all, why are they even teaming up? He's my minion. Of course he's teamed up with me. He has got no choice, the fool. It's Merman, for God's sake. It kind of goes without saying, does it not?
Because while we are different in so many ways, we share one thing in common. Our hatred of He-Man.
We are so different in so many ways. We share one thing in common, our hatred toward you, He-Man. Must I continue? Do I really have to? This is horrible.
He-Man.
When the brine fills your lungs and you've taken your last breath, know that it will be me, the Merman, who pries the sword of power from your cold, dead hand.
Charlton Heston is rolling around in his grave. Really? They just can't help themselves from stealing other amazing lines from better films, television series, only to try to stuff them in awkwardly into this ridiculous excuse they call a series.
I look forward to our next battle, but I won't hold my breath.
Get it? Because, you know, he's underwater. Don't hold your breath. Ex Machina Man-at-Arms. How much you want to bet Teela saves He-Man in this situation? How much? I was half right. Apparently He-Man's not strong enough to handle 2 fish faces at once. We need Teela to somehow do an underwater kick, which makes no sense. How does that even work? How do you do an underwater drop kick? Teela's perfect. She can do anything. Except for being likable, apparently.
What we say to the ship, enough.
Can I ask you a question? Are they ever going to explain what that diamond does? They explain stupid things like why he and Merman teamed up, but yet they don't explain why a diamond is strong enough to hold He-Man in shackles? How did they even get He-Man in those shackles? Oh, it's not important. Morons. They're all morons.
The ship, a nice granite.
thanks to Man-at-Arms, you're all wet, Skeletor.
That doesn't even make sense, He-Man! What? How is he wet? It would make sense if you threw him in the water or something. That line doesn't even make sense. I am completely dry in that shot. You threw some ridiculous fish man at me. I'm not wet, you muscle-bound dolt.
Skeletor.
Wait, he actually said, "You're all wet"?
He-Man had the sense of humor of a teenager who...
And we're back to this. I love it how Kevin Smith really wants to toy with us. Hey guys, here's another example of something that I know how much you guys really want. But, psych, we're taking you here, to these people who you can't stand. Like I've said before, showing us the contrast between what could be and what is not a good idea for your series. I have a suspicion that that's what Kevin Smith is holding on to. There's He-Man throughout this entire series. What are you talking about? Because I sprinkled him in flashbacks. So he can technically say, I'm technically right. He's technically a fool.
Teenager who didn't get out much.
He-Man was a glorified goody-goody. Now Man-at-Arms, he was always the real threat.
What are you even talking about, Evelyn? Yes, you're right. Every day I stayed up worrying all night about how I was going to conquer Castle Grayskull because of Man-at-Arms. Yeah, He-Man wasn't the reason for all my migraine headaches. It was all about Man-at-Arms' lousy inventions. It's like this series is going out of its way to belittle He-Man.
The man with the underwater lasers? I gotta meet the guy behind that gear.
Oh, the folly of youth. I too was intrigued by dangerous men when I was just an idiot girl like you.
Sounds like not much has changed, Evelyn. You're still an idiot woman.
Me? Don't waste your time on dangerous men, child. They're only in it for themselves. You can't fix them, and they'll never return your affection.
So now we've got a gaggle of women, and I use that term loosely, getting together to bash men. Yay! Explain to me who the demographic for this series is again, and why they're so surprised nobody likes this?
Take no life advice from the likes of Evelyn, Andra. Remember.
No, take it from the woman who got upset because she was not told a secret and abandoned all her friends and shaved her hair and became an emo. That's who you should take life advice from.
Only one here carrying around a Skeletor in her closet.
Oh God, a Skeletor in her closet, eh? I'll have you know she was in my closet.
But I'm not the only one here carrying a torch. Am I, Teela?
I don't know why I thought the lady named Evil Lynn would be nice.
Yeah, I don't know either. You're pretty much a big fool if that's what you thought.
There's not enough magic to go around, and you spill an entire cup of some of the only enchanted water left in Eternia!
Kill him! How dare he waste that magic, that fool!
You're gonna pay for that. Halt the heretics! Motherboard demands a sacrifice made of their fetid flesh! Exterminate the holy stronghold!
I still don't understand how a group of people who consider themselves are about technology still consistently trying to fight with their fists. If you are reliant on technology, then wouldn't you fight with technology? They have these weird tentacle things, and yet they never use them. They just run at you like fools. They just don't make laser diamond death rays like they used to.
I shut it down!
Who did?
Oh, finally they're using technology. Well, who would have thunk it? I'm sensing hentai again.
Time to merge with Motherboard.
Speaking of bored, it pains me to see my minions fighting each other. Beastman and Triclops fighting to protect the goody-goodies makes me sick to my stomach.
Those eyes, and you still couldn't see me coming.
I have no quarrel with you, Beastman.
Anyone who threatens her makes an enemy of me.
Gee, I never knew that Beastman carried a torch so strongly for Evelyn, Beauty, and the Beast. I'll let you decide which was which.
Leave these pathetic pilgrims to their magic water and be gone. Or I swear by the bones of Skeletor, you'll die.
Don't swear on my bones, you furry fool!
Pity we don't see eye to eye.
I'm impressed. You handled yourself well when you defended that old man.
You're impressed with your own father who you know trained you. I was head of this king's army. Teela is so unlikable. It's not even funny to make fun of her anymore. She's so horrible.
That old man.
Being an old man is a subject I know a bit about.
Duncan.
My sun and my moon.
So she didn't know that was Man-at-Arms the whole time? Well, she's not very perceptive either.
I beg your forgiveness. I'm sorry I kept so many secrets from you for so long. If you give me another chance, I swear to you I'll...
Ugh, we don't have time for these broken family theatrics. We need the skills of a man-at-arms.
Finally, I agree with Evelyn. Don't tell her I said that, it'll get to her head.
We need you to reforge the Sword of Power.
Oh, is that all?
Well, he certainly changed his tune in record time.
Do you remember that if I so much as weld two pieces of metal together, I can be executed? I lost my rank by royal decree.
Executed? So the king and queen, they're so evil, they're even more evil than me now? Are we seriously making a world in which the king and queen, who were so benevolent and good before, suddenly are now resorted to executing people for welding things now? Kevin Smith, you've absolutely destroyed the universe. I don't think He-Man would want to come back to this world, even if he could.
Back. I'm going to lose a lot more than a rank. I'm going to lose a friend.
So now they've turned Man-at-Arms into Luke Skywalker. We need you to teach us the Force. Now he goes into his little hut and hides away like a little baby.
Orko.
I didn't know these two were an item. When did this happen?
Teela? Is that you?
That's what I said when I first saw her too, Orko. Don't worry, your eyes are fine.
I look sick.
This will help. Drink the enchanted water, my little friend.
How did this happen?
Since there's no magic left in Eternia, all the mages like me and this little buffoon have been hit the hardest.
That's the royal buffoon, thank you very much. Not to mention the only Trollan in the palace of good King Randor and gracious Queen Marlena.
More needless exposition, everyone.
Well, until the King and Queen sent me away. After Prince Adam. After E-Man.
You still miss him?
I thought it would get easier with time.
So did I.
She thought that if she shaved her head and became a muscle-bound fool, that she wouldn't miss He-Man as much.
Very touching. But one look at Orko and it's clear that we have no time to waste. We came here to ask the disgraced Man-at-Arms for his help. So will you help us or not?
Yes, usually when you ask someone for help, the first thing you should do is insult them by calling them disgraced. I guess he did learn that from me, however. I can't really fault her too much.
I'm sorry.
I can't help you, even though it doesn't make any sense for me not to, because what do I have to live for in this dump of a world? But I can help you revive the world the way it was, for, you know, reasons.
My world-saving days are behind me.
So everyone turned into cowardly jerks after this? So maybe the world was just about He-Man. Because if this is a world that He-Man doesn't exist in, well, you can keep it. No thanks.
What about your responsibility to Eternia?
I was
Says the woman who abandoned everyone because she was lied to.
responsible for Prince Adam. But he's not here, is he? So I'm not fit to render service of any kind to the royal family.
You know, you almost had me believing that you changed.
Is she really trying to talk down to him? Really? I thought you changed. I thought you were going to man up and be strong. Meanwhile, she's been saying the exact same thing this entire time. How could she fault her father for thinking exactly what she thought? Should more along the lines be something like, you know, I was there, I understand how you feel. I was bitter and angry too until Cringer gave me a long drawn-out speech which changed my mind completely. So I'm going to give you one now, Daddy. It's despicable writing.
But you're exactly what you were when I left. A broken old man with so much concern for the royal family and so little concern for his own.
I assure you, that's not true.
Bravado!
Enter Clint Eastwood.
Family can be many things, Teela. The surrogate daughter you raise like your surrogate son you build to be the best version of yourself. The fearless friend who trusts you with his secrets. Even the imp from another dimension. Family is what you make of it.
And as much as I love you, Teela, I can't abandon this family.
Well, I can. Let me come with you guys.
Well, I can. Really? You're gonna put it like that? Well, I can abandon you. Not something like, you know, it's not abandoning someone to try to help change the world. Something like that. No, I can abandon you. This is so lazy.
You guys,
Out of the question. You're too sick to even walk.
I don't need to walk.
Really? Look, Evelyn, are you that dumb? Saying that to Orko, it's ridiculous.
I can float.
It's not safe, Orko.
And he says this too like it's like unveiling something new. I can float, can't you see? Didn't you know this the whole time? I can float. You know, it's getting boring making fun of something that just makes fun of itself by just existing.
Safe, Orko. We're going to Saturnia, the land of the dead.
From the look of him, I'd say we're already there.
Yes, let's keep making jokes about sick people. That'll really endear us to your characters. There is nothing endearing about any of these people at all. I hate them all. And I hated everyone to begin with. But I just hate them all.
I had the best times of my life with you. And that's the only thing that can help me right now. So, bring me on an adventure. Like you used to.
Even if you do come, Orko, only Duncan knows how to reforge the Sword of Power.
What about someone with Duncan's memories?
You're not going with them. What are you, some kind of fool?
What? Now he's stealing my lines? What are you, some kind of fool? Since when did Men-at-Arms become Skeletor? Horrible people writing horrible people. That's all I have to say. Maybe it's because horrible people don't know the difference between good and bad anymore?
If I am, then we are a pair of fools, because my neural pathways are based on yours. I was built by the younger you, so I'm only attempting to do exactly what you would have done. I operate from all of your memories, which means if you know how to reforge the Sword of Power, then so do I.
And explaining this to Men-at-Arms is pointless because if he built you and he has your memories and you have his, then he would know exactly what you're talking about at any point. So this is a pointless conversation altogether. I know you and you know me, and that's why I'm going to give you exposition based on what you should already know. Brilliant stuff. Really brilliant.
And since you're me, I know I wouldn't have taken no for an answer either.
Whose idea was it to put a man bun on Man-at-Arms? He's now Man Bun-at-Arms.
Well, if you're both going, then I'm following my family.
No, don't cover that man bun, please, don't, whatever you do.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Bravado can reforge the sword, so he comes with us. Duncan is going to Grayskull.
Grayskull? I know you're mad at me, but Randor decreed that...
It's the sorceress, Dad. She's dying. She only has Cringer to protect her. And if Triclops and his techno-cult are so hell-bent on tearing down magical totems, how long will it be before they go after Grayskull?
Well, that's a good point. They should have started with Grayskull, you would think.
I said no more secrets. So there's something I have to tell you.
Oh no, we don't have time for any more family feuds.
A story for another time, then.
Oh well, poor Teela gets no more secrets. Oh no, don't say something really important now. That would probably change Teela and how she's acting. All because Evil Lynn is impatient. I wonder if that's going to be important.
I don't know how I feel about the past anymore. But you want to make it all up to me?
It's hilarious. Evil Lynn said we have no time for this mushy father-daughter conversation, and yet she's still allowing this mushy daughter conversation to go along. She just doesn't like secrets being told, which might impact the story going forward.
All up to me. Save the sorceress, Dad.
A hearty handshake from your daughter. She would have hugged him, kissed him, loved him, but for one secret that was not told. And now it's a hearty handshake for us all. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Shanieology.